What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Ranger Central. And Igor wins, I guess you could say, 2-1 over the Ottawa Senators in tonight's game. And I don't know. I mean, this honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Not gonna sit here, pretend, and lie for 1 second here. These are always the streams that are the toughest to do. And unfortunately, this is the common theme most of the time with this core. I mean, that's very evident. I think we're all well aware that the common theme seems to be every single time with this group that I come on here and have to be annoyed about the effort despite them winning. And it's annoying that I have to do it. I hate that I have to do it. I really do. You guys think that's fun for me? Do you guys really think I want to come to this microphone every single night after a game and bitch and moan about the effort in front of the goalie and say the same things that I say night in and night out about how they're not going to win 16 games playing this way, despite Igor Shesterkin playing at this level? Do you guys think I want to come on here and say that every night? I really don't. But it has to be said because it's just the truth. But we're going to break down this game. Before we jump into everything, leave a like on the post-game stream if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. And turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. Hey, does anyone remember when this team was playing good at 5-on-5 and we thought they were going to look unstoppable with the way they were playing offensively? Well, oh boy, has that took a huge crash over the past few weeks now. And honestly, the last 5+ games, I would say, they've not looked the same at 5-on-5 they did against Pittsburgh, against teams like Detroit, Montreal. They haven't looked the same at 5-on-5 offensively against those. And now that they're not doing that, the defensive deficiencies are a lot more glaring, aren't they? And now you're in dogfights with the Ottawa Senators. Now you're in dogfights against the Anaheim Ducks. Now you're losing games getting pummeled by good teams like the Washington Capitals. And you're getting annihilated by the Florida Panthers and all these other quality teams. What more needs to be said about that? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I really don't know what more there is to say. Because there is good with this game. There is obviously a lot of bad. It's just tiring, man. It's just tiring that it's this, you know? And I get we're in November, but it's just the same garbage year in and year out in front of Igor Shesterkin. And because I know that if I say otherwise, I'll get the comments about how Igor's on the team. You can't be mad about that. I could be mad about the effort in front of the goaltender, and it's very evident that they haven't got far because of the play in front of the goaltender, and it's yet again the same type of play. And if not, I mean, it feels like it's worse, honestly, than last year at points over the past few games, no? Because where are they on the forecheck? I'm not seeing anything happening for this team offensively. Did they have one shift at all where they had sustained pressure in the offensive zone? Like, really, outside of the power play, where I would hope they're getting pressure in the offensive zone, did they really do anything in the offensive zone tonight that impressed you? They're slow moving the puck up the ice. They're slow breaking the puck out of their own end, not even doing it most times. They don't chip pucks in deep to get in on the forecheck. Instead, they're just trying to go east-west. You have Jacob Trouba pinching in way too much. And then here I'm watching the Senators go for an odd man rush. Thank tits they couldn't complete a pass tonight. Thank goodness the Senators could not go tape the tape tonight, because that is the reason the Rangers won this game outside of Igor Shesterkin's effort, outside of his beautiful performance, whether it's robbing Claude Giroux in front of the net with the glove. Tkachuk had an opportunity in the circle that he made a huge save on. There was a chance late in front by Tkachuk too. The rebound, I think, went wide. It might have been a piece by Igor. There was also a chance, I think, by Batherson in front that he made a big save on. But the fact of the matter is, we have to watch him face all these quality chances because this team is just not playing competent in front of him. And it's infuriating. And the only guys I could really say that played good tonight, like, I thought Lafreniere had a good night. Obviously got 2 points, a beautiful play, by the way, on the Panarin goal to keep that puck in, keep them going on the pressure there. And then Panarin ends up just sniping that one using the defenseman on the screen there and snipes that one. And then, of course, he got that goal that went off of his skates on the power play, which could we please put him on power play 1? Because once again, Zibanejad looks absolutely lifeless on the power play. Once again, looked lifeless through the entire game, but not as lifeless as the Washington game, I guess, if we're going to give him credit for anything, but that's not really speaking much there because it was hard to be worse than he was last game. But I thought Lafreniere was solid. I thought Miller did pretty good considering Fox, I didn't think played that great next to him. I thought Fox was making a lot of lazy plays. He took some dumb penalties tonight. He also had a couple of plays where he's just turning the puck over and then he's just gliding back and it's setting up opportunities for Ottawa to get odd man rushes. So considering how Adam Fox played, I thought Miller played actually very solid tonight. I thought he played Meanel on the boards, played very good. In the D zone. Hedl, I thought, again, looked good tonight. He was doing what we've seen him do all season long, getting in on the back check. First guy in on the back check, first guy in on the forecheck when they would forecheck the very few times they did tonight, which was honestly basically never. But when they were at least attempting the forecheck, at least Phil Hedl gave the effort. But I thought he played good tonight. Coley was okay. I mean, outside of that, you're not looking at a lot of great. This Lindgren Trouba pair is a tire fire. I can tell you that for free. The fourth line didn't look great tonight, which I didn't love, but I'm not going to be too harsh on the fourth line tonight because the fourth line, for the most part, has been fine throughout the season, but they didn't play as great as they've been lately, or at least Carrick and Brodzinski. I thought Edstrom was okay, but those two were a little bit underwhelming. The third D pair was terrible tonight. Schneider and Mancini were brutal. There were a couple of good plays that Schneider had late in the game, but Mancini leaving guys open. There was a couple moments where he makes a tape-to-tape pass. I think he sent Will Cooley. I think that was him that sent one to Will Cooley to get an opportunity that unfortunately he couldn't capitalize on. But that third pair definitely does not look great. And the top six, though, I mean, Trocheck, Kreider did not look great tonight at all. Chris Kreider was not great tonight. Smith maybe was the only other good player in the top six outside of Lafreniere. I don't know. But Zach Jones needs to be in the lineup, I can tell you that. There's literally no reason Zach Jones shouldn't be in the lineup right now. As much as I did say Schneider had a couple good plays, you also have the fact that he was completely puck watching on that goal there from Gaudette. Completely puck watching instead of being on his man, which gave them the opportunity to make it interesting at the very least. But just annoying the way they play in front of Igor. It's really just annoying more than anything. In terms of other things I missed trying to see, because there's really not much to say. I mean, they just turned the puck over all night long like they typically do. They weren't getting any puck support. Like, it's amazing how I'm watching Ottawa get puck support every single time they're carrying the puck up the ice, but I'm not seeing the Rangers do that. Not seeing the Rangers get that type of puck support. Not watching them get in on the forecheck. But you know, I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anything at all. I also did forget to mention they were, for a team that I thought at least was respectable at times defending the rush, they were terrible at defending the rush tonight. I mean, in terms of guys breaking the rushes up, at least, because obviously they do allow a lot of rushes, but guys breaking them up. They had a few times that there were rushes that got broken up, but a lot of it was also Ottawa just missing the net and everything. But yeah, I mean, what more is there to say about this game other than it's a carbon copy of what we are accustomed to with this group. I mean, there's really not much to say. I mean, the expected goals were 3.7 to 1.83 in favor of Ottawa. That just tells you the story. And I think anyone that has a set of eyeballs could have told you that that makes all the sense in the world, that that was what the expected goals were in this game, because it's clear as day that Ottawa was the better team and that the Rangers definitely needed Igor back there to stop a lot. I mean, that third period was terrible. The fact that they went up 2-0 and then it was just foot off the gas, let the goaltender get the highlight reel package and make acrobatics. The thing that annoys me the most about it is we hear them talk to the media after every game and being like, yeah, we got to help Igor more. Yeah, we appreciate Igor back there because he's really helping us out. Don't you want to help him out every now and then? Even tonight right now, I mean, I'm just scrolling through looking at the quotes. Schneider saying 2 points is 2 points. Shesty was amazing. Lafreniere saying, I think we all know we could play a little bit better. Shesty saved us a couple times. Cool. And then Laviolette, it's not that, it's nice to have a goaltender that can make those saves, but that's not what we're looking for. It's great that he's on point, but we still have to do a better job. Laviolette's got his work cut out for him. He does, because this is just what it is. This is just what it is. I mean, I don't know what there is to say outside of that. This is just who they are. And it's been who they are. So, as much as I have loved in the past when I hear those words, and I love to hear accountability like that, it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. It really doesn't. We've heard this every single night for the past 5 years. We've heard it every night. Do these words mean anything to anyone? Great that they are acknowledging it, but I don't care what they're saying about that, because do it, and then I'll care. But yeah, let me get to the chat, see what you guys are saying. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, all that other stuff. Let's see what you guys are saying. Igor wins 2-1. Zibanejad didn't score, but this was, I don't agree with that. I think Montreal was still his best game of the season. I don't think he was great tonight, really, at all. Sure, he was shooting more, but there is still way more that I want to see from Mika Zibanejad. Like, if this is what we're taking a victory lap as his best, then this is, that's a major problem. That is a major problem. If this is what we're accepting as quote-unquote good play from Mika Zibanejad. Igor should be considered a Vezina finalist. I mean, it's early, but he probably will be in the conversation. I predict him to win the Vezina because it's a contract year, and this is where, again, people crisscross what I say, and because I see people subtweeting me on my timeline instead of just directly having a conversation with me. But I saw people on the timeline subtweeting and being like, saying stuff about this is why you pay Igor. I can't believe the people that think Igor shouldn't be paid X amount of money are the same people that are allowed to vote as me. First of all, we're really taking it that far. Second of all, I didn't say that he shouldn't get the money. If the money's out there, go get your bag. I've always said I don't think the Rangers should give him that money because you're winning Game 10 against the Ottawa Senators in a dogfight, and then when they play the good teams, what do you know? What happens? Because they don't give him enough goal support, and they play like shit in front of him, and those teams capitalize on the quality chances they get. That's my argument. But that's a whole different conversation. Zibanejad had one nice play. Otherwise, he looked to figure skate. Yeah, I agree. I was not moved really with Zibanejad tonight. You take the win, obviously, but we're kidding ourselves if we think this team played well tonight. Hats off to Igor for stealing this game, but this team has serious flaws, especially defensively. They have serious flaws from I mean, they just don't do the basic fundamentals. They just don't. This is a sloppy group. This is worse than it's been in previous years. And again, it is 10 games in. We will see where this goes. But 10 games in, this is somehow worse. Because they aren't even like... I know they scored on the power play tonight, but the power play rate is not the same it's been in years prior. And I don't know. It's just so gross the way they play in front of Igor. It is vomit worthy. Didn't get to watch, good win or nah. If you're Igor Shesterkin, yes. Laffy line looked good, and Heedle looked good. Zibanejad line was terrible. Agree there. Miller turnover machine needs. I thought Miller was okay tonight. He had a couple of sloppy plays, but I thought that Miller was the best defenseman tonight. Honestly, like I thought he was fine. I know he had mishaps here, but and I know this goes against what I say, where I am a perfectionist and I do demand greatness, but you can't expect him to be 100 on 1,000 throughout every shift. And he did, again, have a couple of mishaps. I thought on the penalty kill is where he had a couple of his mishaps. But outside of that, I thought Miller was actually, like, respectable, at least for the most part tonight. Rangers really just decided to come out semi-decent for a few minutes, take the lead, and then just sit back and let Igor rack up the highlight reel. Yeah, pretty much. Someone tweeted that, and it's the perfect wording. Awful game, 2 points, sure, but the process was awful. Lindgren and Trouba could not complete a breakout. That pretty much sums up everything, yeah, 100%. Got beat to way too many pucks, and Panarin with way too many turnovers, forcing Globetrotter-like passes in a game where they were chasing for 40 minutes. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. They tried forcing way too much east-west, and again... we should be accustomed to this by now, but from Ottawa, I'm feeling good about that game, knowing that yeah. I mean, if any Ottawa fans are watching this, then that's how you should be taking this game. Like, if I'm an Ottawa fan, I am happy with the effort that the Sens gave. Like, Ottawa played good tonight, man. Like, if I'm a Sens fan, I'm happy with the way that they were getting in on the forecheck, the way that they were moving the puck, or not moving the puck, because that was probably their biggest issue tonight, is that they weren't completing tape-to-tape passes, at least in the offensive zone, but they were at least forechecking, and their puck support, carrying it up the ice was good. It's just when they were in the offensive zone, they weren't crisp with their passes. Rangers are the Sharks of that, Igor. Yeah, pretty much. Olmark wasn't even close to tested. Yeah. He wasn't. Same flaws 4 years in a row, and people still don't see we're doomed if changes aren't made. I mean, I'm not going to tell people how to fan, because it would be counter, I can't think of the word, but it would go against what I say, in terms of how I find it annoying when people tell me how to be a fan. So I'm not going to do that. People could feel how they want, but I don't see it. Just don't see what they say. Maybe Igor doesn't want to be here. He's under siege every night. Who knows? Who knows? Second power play unit was had way more puck movement, created more dangerous, unpredictable chances, because they actually aren't stationary. That's, I think, the key part to them. It's what you said. I mean, they move around and they generate different looks, where the top unit just is stationary and every man's in the same spot every game to where you could scout it. And it makes no sense how they were doing the 2 high, 3 low thing in the preseason, or 3 high, 2 low. I don't remember which one it was, but they were doing a different formation in the preseason. We've yet to see it in the regular season for some reason. Completely dominated by a lower tier team. Team defense is garbage. The coaching sucks. Is it a great mystery that Igor wants his money? Could be that. It could be that. I don't know. Maybe it could be a thing where he's begging for money from the Rangers just to see if he could get it, and maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to be here. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate all that and read into all that because I just have no clue what's going on in his head. Just chewed up all over the ice. Lazy passes and weak clearing attempts are always being intercepted. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just not even passes. Sometimes I'm just convinced that they're just willingly giving it to the opposing team. It's getting worrisome. Yeah. If Trocheck is playing through something, then he shouldn't be playing right now. It is November. There's no reason to be playing then. Team is stale, hard to watch, boring. I mean, I agree. Yeah, it is a snooze fest. That's how I felt. Like, again, I know they won the President's Trophy last year because I expect the comments, but it's how I felt last year too, honestly. It's really how I felt. Miller had a stronger game, used his body more, yeah, and was smarter with the puck. I agree with that. I thought that he was a lot better managing the puck tonight than he's been in previous games, and I did like how much more he was playing mean and using the body, especially along the corners. I mean, Kreider wasn't any good tonight either, B-Rye. Kreider was definitely not any better tonight. Kreider is the strongest, fastest, laziest player I've seen. He's never moving his feet. It drives me insane. I've been saying this for a while, and everyone gets very angry when I say it because he shows up in the playoffs, but it is infuriating to watch 82 games of him not doing that, and even at points in the playoffs where he is just slugging it out there. A non-existent forecheck with traffic cone defenders get carried by a world-class Russian-born goaltender. Congrats, guys. We become the New York Islanders. Yeah, pretty much. At least the Islanders were actually playing a good neutral zone trap, though, under Barry Trotz. So I guess that's your key difference there. I'm complaining about both. Robbie, I'm right there with you, man. Right there with you. And the thing that annoys me about the 1-3-1 is they don't even do it right. That's the part that annoys me. Why are you setting up in the 1-3-1 if you're not going to defend the play in the neutral zone? The neutral zone is... They couldn't stop a nosebleed there at all. They just couldn't. And even on the penalty kill, they just are way too wide open. Like, if you look at the difference when Florida played them, and Matt really pointed this out, who, of course, has been featured on the channel a lot here. And, I mean, it's clear as day that you just look at the way Florida kills penalties, and they're stacking the blue line, not allowing zone entries, or at least making it difficult to enter the zone on their penalty kill, whereas the Rangers are just inviting the pressure in and then being way too passive. It really is annoying. It really is. The way they play in front of Igor seems very familiar. Yeah, play that way in front of Hank. Yeah. People wonder why we call this team out. Because this team doesn't win cups this way. Exactly. Defensive system, offensive system, system this, system that. I'm at a point, Jay Lewis, that I don't know what system is going to work, what system's going. You could change the system no matter who the coach is. This is who they are. We're 3 coaches in. This is just what it is. That's why I'm at a point where I'm not yelling and getting angry, because when I'm watching the same thing night in and night out, what is the point of getting angry when it's just kind of become the expectation? And sure, I definitely do yell every now and then about it still, but I don't yell nearly as much because what is there left to say that hasn't been said? It's It's whatever. It's the same thing. At what point is insert team name putting a lot of pressure on going to result in a better effort to counter it? There are two teams on the ice at some point. The Rangers have to push back, and that's really the issue. They look outmatched in front of Igor. Like, goaltending aside, obviously they're winning the goaltending battle, but in front of Igor, it is not good. It's just not good. I see the comments about Laviolette. I don't know. I'm indifferent about Laviolette right now. I really am. I wanted him. I'm not going to run away from that. And I still like things about him. There are things that I don't like about him. But I'm kind of just indifferent because, like I said before, when you're 3 coaches in with this core, there is nothing. It's hard to get mad at the coach. It's really hard to get mad. And I don't love that he's sitting Zach Jones. I don't love that he's playing certain guys more than others. I get all that, but the players have to produce. Players have to produce. That's the bottom line, and they're just not. I don't watch this team and see a cup contender. I just do not. Sorry, but I don't. And I get that you're not going to be perfect all 82, but at least some nights, at least more times than not, if you're a legit cup contender, you show dominance. And I don't see dominance with this team. I see dominance from the goaltender. I don't see it with the team in front. They're not committed enough to defending. And I agree that it does make me nervous it makes me nervous for any good team. Like, that's the truth. I'm very interested to see, in particular, how the game against Winnipeg goes on that Tuesday night coming up on the 12th. Because that's a huge measuring stick. That's a team playing very great hockey. And this is it, Dylan. This is it. You can't... It's the boy who cried wolf. It's... At some point, it's on the players. 100%. And yeah, going through the motions. Going through the motions. Can't wait for a retool to begin after the season. I don't know if we're going to get... When they say the last dance thing, I still don't buy that fully. I really think that the last dance thing is we're moving Trouba if this doesn't work, and we're just going to keep everyone else around. Like, does anyone actually buy the crap of the last dance? I don't see it, but listen, I would love to be wrong. Only saw bits and pieces. It was on the 4th. Brodzinski, Edstrom, and Carrick. Yeah. It's not on Laviolette. It's not. Mark, what's going on? I've been quiet for a few months, but I have to say you are the best in the business. I mean it. You are really good. Thank you. Mark, I appreciate that. I really appreciate you, Mark. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. Shout out to you, man. I know that my takes are not the most popular amongst the fan base with everyone. And I know that people don't like to hear this type of coverage after a win. I get that I'm not the popular guy. I get, too, that I'm taking away opportunities for myself because I know that if I really slapped on the fake smile and slapped on the uh the Ranger goggles and made everything all sunshine and rainbows. I know that I could be realistically in a better spot with more subscribers, maybe even getting opportunities with certain gigs. Because I know SNY sometimes has content creators and stuff to cover all the New York teams. I get that. I know that I am pissing on my own leg here with those opportunities, but I don't care. Like, I want to be me, man. I want to be me. I want to give you guys the honesty. I want to give you guys the way that I feel. And again, you don't have to like what I say. You don't have to watch then. And I'm just going to give you guys the honest coverage. It is what it is. And some people that do, for the people that do want to hear it after a win, even, then I appreciate you and you definitely would want to stick around. But if you don't like to, then I'm not the channel for you. There are plenty of people that do Rangers channels. If you want some Rangers channels, go find them. I could promote some if you need. Freaking message me on Twitter and I'll gladly give you some channels. If you do want to hear more of that type of coverage, that's just not what I do here. It's just not what I do. He just said they need to clean up their game or else it'll bite them sooner rather than later. So at least they're aware of what's going on now. The question is, are they able to fix it? Which I have my doubts of until proven otherwise. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Leave a like if you haven't already. I really appreciate that, Keith. And that's fair, B-Rye. I'm not going to say that you have to be all up in a frenzy and worrying like I do. But that's fair. Obviously stuck with this team structure. Their leadership between Mika Kreider are soft. Truba is dumb. Fox looks disinterested. Lindgren, yeah, I mean, I can't argue any of that, yeah. And that's what annoys me about Fox in particular, what you said, because I really noticed tonight he did not look engaged at all. That worried me. That didn't make me feel good, considering the fact that every time, like with the playoffs, we said it was an injury thing. I want to see more him look more engaged. Housley isn't cutting it as the coach for the defenseman. If this is a Housley thing, then yeah, I mean, I agree that he needs to go. But again, how many coaches is it going to be until it's on the players? I don't know. I don't know. We just continue to blame them. Hard to blame the coaching when your entire main core rots simultaneously, game by game, year by year, wasted potential for the sake of just being lazy as hell. And that's why it's really annoying, because there are so many guys that are talented on this team and could be better, but it's just, I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't know what it is that they continue to do this. I don't know if this is because of they think these are the right habits or what. I have zero clue what it is. It's what I do know is that it's a problem. That's all I know. Because they've gone through how many defensive coaches? So they've had Lindy Ruff, Jacques Martin. Actually, no. For a brief minute in the bubble, no, because Gord Murphy was after. That was the bubble, though, that he was there. But it was, where was I? Lindy Ruff. Then it was Jacques Martin, Gord Murphy, and now Phil Housley. Am I forgetting a coach there? I might be forgetting a coach there. Obviously, the three head coaches between Quinn, Gallant, Laviolette, and then the special teams coordinators. We had Kelly, Pekka now, and who am I forgetting for the last one? I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know why. I'm forgetting who the hell was with. Why am I forgetting who was with Quinn? If somebody could remind me in the chat, I'd appreciate that. I'm like mad that I'm forgetting who the hell was the coach with Quinn for the power play. Now it's really driving me insane. It's really driving. I might have to look. I'm sorry. I'm looking this one up. I don't know why I'm even forgetting entirely. Let's see. Who was there? Who the hell was it? Greg Brown. That was who it was. And then they had David Oliver. Those were the guys that I was forgetting. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about Greg Brown and David Oliver. But either way, the point is, I just rattled off. I got away from the main point. The point mainly is that they've had all these different coaches, whether it's power play, defensive, head coach, whatever, video coach, I don't know, whoever the fuck you want to say it is. They've had all these different coaches, and it's the same shit. Check our season A's that lead by example. All they do is enable this half-assing that looks nothing but inferior against actual contenders. Yeah, pretty much. That's why I can't understand why guys haven't lost their letters, but this is what we do. This is what we do, apparently. I'll be excited for this team come April, but in the back of my mind, I know the odds of them doing it are so low, and that's how I feel. Obviously, I will be rooting the whole way through to be wrong, but yeah. If we win a cup with this sorry ass roster of Rangers, Igor deserves his bag. That's what I have said for the entire way through with this debacle of pay Igor, don't pay Igor. I've said nonstop, if they win a cup, it is because of Igor, and if they win a cup because of Igor, then I don't care if the Rangers give him his bag. But, and I know Robbie, Sam and Joe don't talk about the team underperforming. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else really to add. It kind of just is what it is at this point. I don't know. This is a weird night. It's a win that feels like a loss because of the effort in front of the goalie, but maybe for once they will back up their words, right? Because we've only heard this crap for 5 years. Maybe for once, an afternoon game against the Islanders on Sunday, maybe that's all we need to solve the problems here. I don't know, but we got to wait for Sunday, and Sunday afternoon. I say it like it's far off, but off day tomorrow, Sunday afternoon against the Islanders, a chance to perform against a team that is riddled with injuries and that is not playing their best hockey at this point of the season. So that's a game that you should get 2 points against. But for me, I honestly could care less about the 2 points next game. I know that sounds stupid, ridiculous, but I care less about the 2 points, and I care more about how they look in that game on Sunday, because to me, I just want good process. I want to see improvement, and even if it doesn't work, I want to see process and improvement to show me that they're actually backing up what they're saying. Do I expect it? Not entirely. But, and yeah, I want them to master the fundamentals. That's it. That's it. Want them to master the fundamentals. And again, you lose, you lose. It is about the process. That is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one.